It's like coming into work. Nick Holmes has obviously been teaching. We head over to the bay. The sticks are ready and waiting. Get this show on the road. Hi guys, welcome to Improve My Golf TV, and this is my analysis of a Pro-AM at Rochdale Golf Club a couple of days ago. So I've had a bit of time to kind of think about what was good, what was bad, where I struggled, and I am quite wary. I've watched a couple of these back and quite wary that I almost come across quite depressed every time I play golf. And that's not really the case. I've just kind of set myself to a standard that I think I should be playing at. I do kind of sometimes sit back and go, well, you know what, you don't practice, so why should you be good at that particular aspect of your game? So I have to kind of take it with a pinch, so I have to accept that I'm not going to keep getting up and down from 100 yards, or I'm not going to put it into 6 to 10 feet every time from 80 yards or 60 yards. I'm going to hit bad shots, and I accept that, but sometimes I get a bit frustrated when I hit too many of them. So again, Rochdale was very similar to Worneth, where it was quite short, it was quite tight, quite fiddly in places, and you were able to open the shoulders a bit more off the tee, but again, you had lots of shots inside of 100 yards. Now, I teach quite a few people from Rochdale, and they always tell me 100 yards and in, that's the money maker. And it's only my own fault that my 100 yards and in weren't very good on the day, because I knew it should have been, I knew it was a massive aspect of that day. So it was a bit frustrating. I walked off 2 over par. Overall tied 7th, and 5 under par 1, which I think is a fantastic score anytime, but I think 5 under par is a good realistic score for that day. I did set myself a target of probably 2 to 3, and I set myself that target based on how much I play, not how well I can play, but how much I play. So I thought 2 to 3 under was a fair reflection of how I can play golf with how much I practice. It was a difficult start. It was a par 3 start. I left it just short of the green. I managed to get up and down, chipped and putted for par. Then I get up the next hole, which was one of those kind of 330 yards par 4s, and it's a little 1-iron off the tee, and you've got a wedge in, which is great. The flag positions on some of the holes are really interesting. This was borderline illegal. It was right on the back edge, probably 7 feet off the back edge. So it was right off the back edge. You don't want to go long, really, because you do have to chip back and there's not much green to work with. So I kind of did the sensible thing. I took plenty of club, just didn't fully commit to the shot. Didn't fully trust myself and my yardages, and I did leave myself a 40-footer, which I rolled to about 4 feet. Stressful, rolled it in for par. So I'm quite happy with the start. We come to the next, which is a shorter par 4 again. It's 310 yards, and this is really where I struggled, because I didn't struggle. This is where I messed up. 3 holes in, you've got 2 options. Do you play safe, wedge it on, possibly make the putt, or do you go for it? And I'd been down to the driving range before and I'd done some practice, so I went for it. I thought, well, it's a shootout, I'm here once, so I went for it. I hit the strike was poor, I caught it a little bit off the toe, and it just stayed straight right. Heading for this bush, and I thought, get over it, just please get over it. Hit a provisional, front edge of the green. So, hindsight, wonderful, isn't it? I get up to my ball, it's right in the middle of the bush. I need to take a drop. And even after my drop, I'm still impeded by the overhanging branches of a nearby tree, which I then put my chip shot into a bunker, out to putt for double bogey. So I'm 2 over par from nowhere on a really easy hole. 310 yard par 4 is not a difficult hole for for any golfer really. Even for starting off, it's how you play it, and it's the trouble you get yourself into. So yeah, accept it. 16 holes to go, plenty of time. Don't rush, don't panic. And I didn't, to be honest. I hit a nice drive down the next. Again, another poor wedge play. Left it on the front edge of the green, 2-putt par. Next hole again, good tee shot, wedged it on, 2-putt par. Next hole, good tee shot, wedged it on, 2-putt par. So I would say, as a positive so far, my driving has been better. After that poor drive that cost me a double, I kind of found a bit of anger, a bit more urgency in my swing off the tee, where I attacked the ball a little bit more. I worked on I tweaked my swing ever so slightly. I kind of felt like I needed to square up or even slightly close my hips and my feet, which worked really well. I actually, looking back on it and analysing it, I actually think now I'm set just close to target, which would produce a draw, and it was producing a draw. So I was able to make a very small tweak on the golf course, which helped me. And then I went back afterwards to analyse the change I've made to make sure it wasn't just a quick fix, or if it was something that would help me long term. And long term it has done, because I played yesterday, which is a day after the event, and I played really well off the tee. So that was a nice change to make on the golf course, which I was a little bit wary of before the round. And I just thought, you're not playing great off the tee, so just go for it. So I did, and I'm happy I made the change. So my tee shots have been pretty good. I made a really nice birdie down. It was a shotgun start, guys. So I started on number 14. So down the real second hole, I made a really nice birdie. It was quite funny because the guy I was playing with was an inch behind my ball, so I had to move the marker. He held the putt. We're about 30 feet away. Downhill, little right to left, and I was like, right, I've got no excuse. I've just got to start the ball on that line. Put the ball back. Boom, done, birdie. And it was hilarious. Both of us held the putt from exactly the same place. And I'm back to 1. And it's, okay, let's go. 3 putted the next for bogey, back to 2, annoyed because I step on the next tee and it's a 450 yard par 5. And I'm like, this is a gimme. Hit a great drive, hit a 7-iron just over the back edge, chipped back on to 4 feet, made the birdie. So I should really be back to level, but I'm 1 over. I'm not worried, I'm not annoyed with life. I'm just kind of plodding along, a little bit frustrated, a bit annoyed at myself, but at the same time encouraged. Another hole comes up, 370 yard par 4, hit a fantastic drive, left myself just short of the green, and this is the shot.
Hi guys, so I'm about 7 or 8 holes in. I'm currently 1 over. Took a really stupid double on a drivable par 4, which I'll explain later. Just gone birdie, bogey, birdie. This is a 374 yard hole and I'm about 50 short, so let's see how we do. Come on. Wedge play's been really disappointing today.
So that leaves me around about 20 feet. I caught it a touch heavy, to be honest with you, so it leaves me about 20 feet up the hill, which lipped out. So again, great drive, unlucky with the putt, wedge play not tight enough. Again, after that, a couple of holes past, I'm absolutely smashing the driver. I'm really well with it. I got to the stroke index 1 hole, which is a big dogleg to the right hand side, and the guy's like, well, it's 260 to the corner, and I zapped the trees, about 300 to run out of fairway, which it was rainy, it was wet, the ball was never going to pitch 300, so it wasn't going to land and run to 300. So I smashed the driver right to the corner, left myself with a wedge in. Really nice shot, lipped out. Actually, no, I didn't lip out on this one. I left it an inch or two short of the hole. So close, so close. Same again on the next par 3. Put it into about 20 feet. Left it an inch or two short. So I'm still encouraged. I'm still playing quite well. And my driving's come back. And when my driving comes back, I feel so much better about my game. I'm not converting my wedges yet. That's the big issue with me at the moment. I've not really found the yardage, or found a swing, or found a club to swing to yardage that I'm comfortable with. Funnily enough, when I look back on the round of golf, I feel now that I do have a shot. When I'm 100 yards out, it's kind of, this might sound strange, but it's a 50-degree shoulder to chin with just a nice smooth tempo. And that worked towards the end of my round, and that's when I clicked it. That's when I found something. The problem with that, I should be doing that in my practice. And in the morning, I did come into practice, and I did do that. But it's very difficult, I find, to take it from an AstroTurf mat onto a golf course, where now you've got wind, you've got uphill, you've got downhill, receptive greens. Are they receptive greens or not? So there are other implications to kind of take into consideration, but I started to find a bit of a yardage to play with, and again that filled me with a bit of confidence. I knew that if it was maybe 15 yards short, I'd do the same swing with the sand wedge, and if it was around about 110, I'd do the shoulder to chin with the 50, but hit it a little bit harder. So it's not accurate, it's not a science, but again, I don't practice enough to be able to do that on the golf course anyway. So I'm starting to kind of figure that out about my game a little bit more, and I need to practice that and practice a bit better to improve that aspect of my game overall. So I am going to work a little bit harder than that over the next few weeks. The last 3 holes I played superbly well. I really did. I'm actually looking back at them. Last 4 holes I played really well, actually. I'm really happy with the way it went, because my 16th, which would have been the 11th, bombed the drive down there really long, had 105 yards in, 50 degrees, shoulder to chin, pin high, but it was pin high right, which left me on a slope. Having never played the course before, you want to be going past the flag to hit back up the hill. So I had a bit of an awkward putt from about 10 foot actually, which lipped out for birdie, which I was gutted about. So I'm 1 over par at this point, so I made that birdie, and I made that birdie after making the bogey, so I'm still 1 over par, and I get onto the next very short par 3, 120 into the wind. So I'm thinking again, good firm shoulder to chin pitching wedge, be strong with this. And by shoulder to chin, I do just mean kind of get to there and then just get through the ball. So I'm being firm with the shot. Put this to around about 10 foot, a little bit up the hill, right to left. It's an easy putt for a right-hander, and I just misread it and I lipped out again. So I'm looking back thinking 2 lip outs, I could be 1 under coming to the last hole, but I'm not. I'm 1 over, and you just got to accept that. I don't feel like I putted badly. I would look back on it and say, did many drop? No. But from 20, 30 feet away, you cannot expect putts to drop. You might get 1. And what I did get 1, I got the birdie putt on the real second hole. So you can't ask for much more than that, really. You really can't. And I got to the last 1 over par 5 finish. I'm like rubbing my hands, going, right, this is it. I can just finish at level. And I feel like level would be fair, because as many opportunities I feel like I've missed, I've not played well enough to take them opportunities. So it's a catch-22. Level would have been quite fair. And look at this hole now. It's an interesting one. It's quite long, but it's got a lot of character to it. And the guys like, keep it down the right side if you can, because then you've got a better look at the green. And it went down the left side. It caught the semi-rough. So I've got a decision to make. I had 235 to the flag. There's a stream about 30 yards short of the green. The flag's at the back. So you're looking at the stream thinking it's around about 185, 190. And I'm like, you know what? I'm 1 over par. I've got a good lie. I've got a 4-iron. I can do this. So I aimed for the right side of the green. I wanted to hit a bit of a slingy shot round the corner. It wasn't a massive corner, but it was enough. I want to miss left. So I don't mind overdoing it with the 4-iron. and this strike was pure, absolutely pure, on the button, on the money, didn't draw. So it's gone dead straight, just right of the green, and as you get down to the kind of the brook or the stream that's going across the green, just short of the green, there's a massive downhill line, so you need steps to get down it, and my ball's on the steps. So I take my relief and I'm dropping into grass which is shin height, a good 12 inches deep, wet as well. So I drop the ball, it rolls down, I get to place it, which is always nice after, especially when you drop into thick grass, you don't need to stop and be in an awkward position. The funny thing with placing it is that you give yourself a good lie, but it's 12 inches of grass, sometimes it's too good. I got right under the ball and I cleared the brook but left it short of the green. Now I've got like a 12-foot increase into the green, incline into the green. Hit a really nice lob wedge to about 4 foot, missed it. Missed it, 2 over par to finish. When you see the results, top 6 get paid in this, and don't get me wrong, 6th place is about 50 quid. It's not going to make a difference. But yeah, you know what? It's 50 quid more than I went with. The Pro-Ams we don't necessarily play for. If you come first, you may get 400 to 500 quid, which is not a bad day's work. 50 quid's not really going to make much difference to me, but it's nicer to say, well, I know it is going to make a difference to me. It's going to buy myself and the missus a meal that evening. So yeah, it's a nice way of looking at it. So it was frustrating that if I'd have made par, I'd have finished 6th. And I made bogey, finished 7th, get nothing. And there's a big difference between the fact that I wanted to make, if I'd have shot level par, I would have finished around about 2nd or 3rd. So yeah, it's fine. I'm not overly frustrated with how I played at Rochdale, because I feel like I came out the other end a little bit. I feel like I played quite poorly. And the interesting thing is, it's 3 shots higher than I played the last two events, and I feel like I played a bit better, and I feel a bit happier with life about it. And it's a weird thing, that it's a weird thing to kind of play better or feel a bit happy with a few of the things you've done and not actually produce a better score. So I'm going to keep going anyway. I've got an event on the 6th of October. It's the final event of the year. Order of merit position is not bad. I'm currently 12th in the order of merit, and I've played 8 or 9 events, which the leaders are on 16, 17, 18 events. So my goal this year is to break into the top 10. It's only become a goal over the last 4 or 5 events when I realised where I was in the order of merit. It stands me in good stead for getting to Pro-Ams next year. So yeah, I think if I can just have one more good event, maybe finish with a win or 2nd or 3rd, something like that, I'd be quite happy. It's a Preston Golf Club, which is a really nice course. Played it many times as an amateur when I was a student over there. So looking forward to that. Next year, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to start looking at a few more events, have an idea, because I am thinking about doing some Euro Pro Tour qualifying, which is 2 tours below the European Tour. So I'm looking at doing the qualifying for that in the summer. So if anyone out there's got any information on that, please do drop me a line, because I'm gonna be looking into that quite seriously over the summer, because I'm shooting some decent numbers without really practicing that hard. So I mean, there's a part of me that always eats away saying, go out, practice, do a lot of hard work, and you'll reap the benefits. So let's give it a try, shall we? Let's try and get a few events on the Euro Pro Tour, bigger events, bigger prize money. No disrespect, but better players in terms of the fact they're playing full time, and that's a real nice way to kind of pick my wits against them as well. So it's been a really good season so far. I think it's probably been my best season. So it's been my best season, and next year I want to get better. So guys, please leave some comments below. What do you think this round is? Do you have that? Do you play better and score worse? Golf, eh? What a weird game. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do like it. Also subscribe to the channel, please, guys. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers in the very near future, so your help would be massively, massively appreciated. And from me, I'll see you at the next tournament vlog. Thanks for watching.